From VTV Channel 6 Studios in downtown Vernal, this is Local Point with your host, Chris Piner.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to Local Point, brought to you by Strata Networks. I'm your host, David Gale, and for Chris Piner today. On today's show, we have Bobby Joe Phillips and Susan Young here to talk about the American Cancer Society and their event, very well known, Relay for Life. So welcome, you two. Now, we should probably identify you, Bobby Joe and Susan. What are your titles here?
I am the event chair for the Relay for Life.
And I am the relay specialist from American Cancer Society.
And so you've come and joined us from a far distance away, and you take care of many of these events?
That's correct. I have 5.
Okay, all in Utah.
All in Utah.
And then you're local.
Yes.
And is the event a vernal event? Is it a Uinta Basin event?
It is the Uinta Basin event. I'm actually from Roosevelt.
Okay.
And this year we will be having it at Naples City Park, and it was we actually go as far as, what's the county as far as we reach? We have people from Dinosaur that come over too. So.
That's great. And is it usually held in Vernal or sometimes in Roosevelt?
It's always in Vernal just because that's kind of the hub of all of us to come together.
Okay.
And so we always and we used to hold it at the Uinta track, and they got turf. And so it's a little hard because we can't have food or drinks on it, so we were looking for a place, and so Parks and Rec said, you guys got to check out Naples City Park. And so we went and looked, and I think it's going to be perfect. So I think it's going to be really good for us.
It's such a fun event. And so let's back up, and maybe for our viewers who have never heard of Relay for Life, maybe they've never got to experience walking all night long around a track. What exactly is the event? Who's it for? What can people experience? I mean, there's so much we can talk about. Go for it.
Well, the American Cancer Society is who we relay for.
Right.
And the American Cancer Society is a group of people that got together that said, hey, we want to not only help people to and through their treatment, but we want to cure cancer. And so that's what we're passionate about, that's what we fight for, that's what we relay for, to fundraise for them. And we are the #1 fundraiser in the state of Utah. And per capita, we are the #1 in the nation. So that's pretty astonishing. I mean, Uinta Basin, something really cool has come out of here, and it's the Relay for Life.
Wow.
And the American Cancer Society, we have 47 Nobel Prize winners that we fund for their research. And because of this, we've come up with the Pap tests, mammograms, and by our medical advances, they have come up with chemotherapy. We wouldn't have chemotherapy without the American Cancer Society. So we always want to fund them, make sure those researchers have money to find the cure, and that's why we do it. But apart from that too, American Cancer Society guarantees that if you do not have the funds, if your insurance doesn't cover you for your treatment, they will guarantee they find the grant for you.
Wow.
And so it's just a great thing to be behind. And I'm really passionate about it because I not only want to help those that are dealing with this, but I don't want to forget those that have passed on.
Yeah.
I don't want their deaths to be in vain, and I want to cure.
Yeah. And that's really what the event is about. It's not only, like you say, a fundraiser. It's a little bit of a memorial for those people.
Right.
It's such a special event. I'd like to talk a little bit more about the history of the American Cancer Society, because when you talk about how much has been put into, like you say, those award-winning, I don't know, chemists and physicists and people who work on trying to beat cancer. The American Cancer Society has been around for a really long time then.
The same year that Roosevelt, became a city.
The centennial, which was just this
100
last year.
years ago.
Right.
At that time, 1 out of 10 survived cancer. It was the deadliest disease being discovered. So this group of volunteers, they were not paid, came up with us. They were horrified by the way people were dying from this new disease, because they were just discovering it. It was being diagnosed for the first time. So American Cancer Society came up with get well, stay well, live well. Get well. We want to come up with a better diagnosis. And over the years, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
They have a goal for 2018 for colonoscopies, or at least colon screenings, to jump up to 80%, because that's one of those preventable and treatable cancers. People are dying from a cancer that no one needs to.
Yeah, seriously.
And exciting enough, because of Relay for Life, 30% fewer colon cancer. Because you discover it in the colonoscopy, you don't ever get cancer.
Yeah, yeah.
So 30% lower this year. So
that's great.
Yay, we've done it.
Yeah.
And so they've done things like they pushed through Congress, the act that said cigarettes cause cancer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first thing. And then they went to the public. They found out secondhand smoke can too. So no smoking in public places. All of that's been done through American Cancer Society. 60% of the money that comes from Relay for American Cancer Society comes from Relay for Life.
Oh,
It
wow.
is their
Yes.
signature event.
Yep.
So, I mean, when someone comes and does the relay,
Yeah.
they're impacting people's lives, their children's lives, their grandchildren's lives.
I mean, they're slowly chipping away cancer over time, and you get to be a part of that.
Right.
Well, when it was 1 out of 10, now it's 2 out of 3
That's
survive
so
Survive
incredible.
cancer. And the goal is 3 out of
3
3,
out of 3.
by 2018,
Yes.
4 years. With
Really?
Relay
Yes.
for Life, they
Our
believe that they can achieve
researchers,
it.
believe
Yeah.
they can.
Wouldn't that be incredible?
Yes,
Can you
and-
imagine the day when that's announced?
And see, and they've talked
We've
to us,
done it.
they said, look, we can't have the funding stop. If
Yeah.
it stops, then we, the researchers, have to go check every petri dish. We have to do this, we have to do this. And if we have that funding, then we can keep having people be along with us so that we can stay on the research and help make the change. We had researchers that said, we can cure it, we can get it done. We don't want that money to stop.
Yeah,
we want
yeah.
them to be able to get it.
Well, we will tell you all how you can be a part of this, because not only are you going to be able to help cancer, you're going to have a great time. Trust me.
true.
So stay with us. We're going to talk more about the actual event, when it is, and how you can be part of it after this quick message from our sponsor, Strata Networks. We'll be right back.
Strata Networks is proud to bring the first true 4G LTE network to the Uinta Basin. 4G LTE is the most powerful mobile broadband available anywhere in the world. With speeds up to 10 times faster than 3G, you can stay connected like never before. Video chat without delay, stream HD TV or movies in an instant, and download or upload in seconds. For details, visit us in Roosevelt or Vernal or call 622-5007. More speed, more power. 4G LTE, only from Strata Networks.
Welcome back to Local Point. Once again, I'm joined here in the studio with Bobby Joe Phillips and Susan Young, who are here from the American Cancer Society, talking specifically about the Relay for Life event that's going to be happening at Naples Park in Vernal. What's the date and times?
It is June 6th and 7th, and our opening ceremonies will be at 6 p.m. with our lighting and luminary ceremonies that'll be at 9 p.m. that night, and they're pretty special.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that, and what else can people who've never been to one of these expect? What do they do?
Well, it's kind of a community party. I mean, we get together to say we're here for each other and to help each other out and to remember those that have passed on and to be there for the survivors that are fighting. And so the survivors start out our lap, and they all have their special t-shirts, and they got to have a dinner the week before that was just for them. They start out their lap, and we all take the track, and we walk through the night. It's not a race or anything. We take turns with our teammates to go on through the night. And the reason why we walk through the night is because cancer never sleeps, and so we're there for each other. But later on the night, when we do our luminary ceremony, what it is we have these bags that have a picture or the name that we've written on it, that we've decorated for those that have passed on or those that are fighting the fight against cancer. And we light them up. We have little lights inside of them, and they light our path all night long, and we have a special ceremony just for that and for our caregivers. And it's just something great to be a part of. But besides that, through the whole night, we have food, we have entertainment, we have games, and we fundraise all through the night in all different ways that the teams come up with. And this year our theme is rock and roll, and so we'll have different rock and roll themes through the ages of what's the one sign that we have, Susan? Do you remember it?
No.
It's like in 1950 when Elvis was on the top 10 billboards, chemotherapy was created.
Yeah.
So we have things that kind of balance each other with rock and roll. And for like my team, we're the Twisted Sisters. We're not going to take it for this year. So it's pretty fun. We have a good time. We celebrate all through the night, and we fundraise all through the night, just like I said. And it's just anyone can come, and you're going to have a great time. It's family orientated, and it's just it's a good time to be with each other.
People camp out on the field.
Yeah.
So if you've never been before, that's probably the first thing you'll notice.
Bunch of tents.
They decorate the tents. There's competition for the tents.
Yeah.
So it's an event that, especially when you get to Lumen area, and you're walking around, and at first you're not reading all of them, but as you go around again, you read a little bit more, and suddenly the impact.
It's emotional.
Why we're here is right there. Celebrate, remember, and fight back. That's what it's all about.
And then it seems like, at least to me, that I've done it a couple of times, and the later it gets, the funnier people tend to get, and it just becomes this social, it's really, it's such a blast, and it goes by like that. You think, oh, we're going to be walking all night long, but there's so much to do and so much going on that next thing you know, here comes the sun, and you had such a great night. I'm excited to be a part of this.
Just pick a time to draw out, and if it's 3 a.m., that's your hour. You got to get up and get it.
Yep.
And since I say that every time I draw out 3 a.m.
You get 3 a.m.
So I'm there for the 3
hour.
a.m. clap. But it is a good time, and it's just great to be there for each other. And like last year, we had midnight karaoke, and it was terrible, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun, but you're walking around the lap listening to people sing. But yeah, we're happy to be there for each other and to support each other in this.
What's the best way for people to get involved if they haven't before? Is it to try to get a team together? Is it just to show up?
I think the best way to do it is to get a team together, and because collectively, as a family, friends, as a group, you can go out and say, I want to make a change. Everyone wants to make a change. Everyone innately wants to save lives.
Yeah.
And so you go to get a team started, you can register with us at relayforlife.org/Uinta Basin UT. And you just go on and say, I want to join a team, or I want to start a team. And if you're a survivor, click on that so we can get your information and get you for that survivor lap and that survivor dinner. And for businesses too, as well. All of our community helps support us, and they're the ones that help make a change. So if businesses want to sponsor us, you can go on that and sponsor us as well. And with the luminary bags, we sell those for $10 each. And to be a part of that, to light our path all night long.
There's a lot that you can do, and we still have about 2 minutes, and I wanted to make sure that we got to, obviously the money that is raised is going to a global effort to fight cancer, but also a lot of it helps us here locally. How does this event help those cancer patients who are here?
One thing remarkably that we have done is they wanted to know why this little community made such a stand, why we did something so outrageous because we're considered a mega event. And because we did that, people started taking notice. And they're like, why does this little community have so much to say? Well, we don't get our treatment here. We have to travel.
Yeah.
We have to have that money there to cover these expenses for all of our community that has to travel. And what has happened is we've gotten the Hope Lodge, which Susan can tell you about.
Right. One of the services that American Cancer Society provides is when you're traveling, you can call, when you know what your your next appointment is, you can call and get a room in a hotel. So you don't have to pay for that. So to help with that, they have across the country Hope Lodges. They're kind of like Ronald McDonald houses. They're for cancer patients and their families. They
Actual
can stay
physical buildings.
A physical building. But there's not been one here in the Intermountain West. So it's kind of a competition between Utah and Arizona. And when they got the stats, specifically from Uinta Basin, and it showed how many people are traveling to Salt Lake, woohoo, we won.
Really?
Yes. So on May 14th, they have a groundbreaking on 4th South and 1st East.
Wow.
And those people who are coming from a long distance
Now
can call in advance to get rooms. Now, it's not like a hotel, and so you do have to get, a space and reserve it. But we still have the hotel room, so you have that. You just have to call and ask.
Yeah.
Just have to call.
We have so many ways to help out in our community that it's just astounding. And Tri-County, they've really helped out in a way. Go ahead.
Well, it used to be called Radiation Vacation. Now it's called the Meter Van. They will take you personally to your appointment, wait, and bring you back. It goes out Monday through Friday.
And the money from American Cancer Society is paying for the gas for that 5 days a week. Every week.
We actually got a grant for it, so yes.
That's awesome. Well, there's so much more we could talk about. Don't forget, it's June 6th to the 7th. Get on, what's the website again?
relayforlife.org.
relayforlife.org.
/Uinta Basin UT.
/Uinta Basin UT. Thank you for joining us. I wish we could talk about Relay for Life for another 5 hours, but you got to go to some other programming. Join us again here next time on Local Point. See you then.